Shalom, first and foremost, in honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out here pushing this truth and sincerity. The water for which I do, we love you. We appreciate y'all through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom to y'all. This your brother Dawa Dodd from the Great Millstone Camp in Atlanta. Lord willing to give you an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, meaning he is or he exists or he to be. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he is the Savior or he is the deliverer. He saves, he delivers. If you're watching this now, you are a so-called Black, Native American, or Latino man or woman, then you are a Hebrew Israelite according to the Holy Bible. You will not find Black, Native American, or Latino in the Bible, so you need to know who you are according to the Bible. All right, because certain people in the Bible was promised the covenant, glory, kingdom, and salvation. All right. Now, if you don't look like a so-called Black, Native American, or Latino, that does not mean that you're not a Hebrew Israelite or you can't receive salvation. All right. It only matters that your bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. All right. Jacob had his name later changed to Israel. Israel in the Hebrew is Yasharallah, meaning he is the prince of the power. This is 1 Kings chapter 20. Obviously, we're continuing on and, reading the chapters verbatim. Also giving context. Okay. So let's continue on doing that. You got subtitles saying War with Aram or Aram. All right. 1 Kings 20:1. It says, and Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, gathered all his hosts together, and there were 32 kings with him, and horses and chariots, and he went up and besieged Samaria and warred against it. It says, and he sent messengers to Ahab, king of Israel, into the city, and said unto him, thus said Ben-Hadad, the silver and thy gold is mine, thy wives also and thy children, even the goodliest are mine. And the king of Israel answered and said, my lord, O king, according to thy saying, I am thine, and all that I have. And the messengers came again and said, thus speaketh Ben-Hadad, saying, although I have sent unto thee, saying, thou shalt deliver me thy silver and thy gold and thy wives and thy children, yet I will send my servants unto thee to tomorrow about this time, and they shall search thine house and the house of thy servants, and it shall be that whatsoever is pleasant in thine eyes, they shall put it in their hand and take it away. Then the king of Israel called all the elders of the land and said, mark, I pray you, and see how this man seeketh mischief, for he sent unto me for my wives and for my children and for my silver and for my gold, and I denied him not. And all the elders and all the people said unto him, hearken not unto him, nor consent. Wherefore he said unto the messengers of Ben-Hadad, tell my lord the king all that thou didst send for to thy servants. At the first I will do, but this thing I may not do. And the messengers departed and brought him word again. And Ben-Hadad said unto him, and said, the gods do so unto me, and more also, if the dust of Samaria shall suffice for handfuls for all the people that follow me. And the king of Israel answered and said, tell him, let not him that girdeth on his harness boast himself as he that putteth it off. And it came to pass, when Ben-Hadad heard this message, as he was drinking, he and the kings in the pavilions, that he said unto the servants, set yourselves in array. And they set themselves in array against the city. Ahab victorious. And behold, there came a prophet unto Ahab, king of Israel, saying, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shai, hast thou seen all this great multitude? Behold, I will deliver it into thine hand this day, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. And Ahab said, by whom? And he said, thus saith the Lord, even by the young men of the princes of the provinces. Then he said, who shall order the battle? And he answered, thou. Then he numbered the young men of the princes of the provinces, and they were 232. And after them he numbered all the people, even all the children of Israel, being 7,000. And they went out at noon. But Benhadad was drinking himself drunk in the pavilions, he and the kings, the 32 kings that helped him. And the young men of the princes of the provinces went out first, and Benhadad sent out, and they told him, saying, there are men come out of Samaria. And he said, whether they be come out for peace, take them alive, or whether they be come out for war, take them alive. So these young men of the princes of the provinces came out of the city, and the army which followed them, and they slew every one his man. The Syrians fled, and Israel pursued them. And Benhadad the king of Syria escaped on a horse with the horsemen. And that's what he get for being proud, you see. All right, see, the Lord always loves to shut down the proud, man. You got haughty heart, man. Pride comes before destruction, man. You see, it says, and the king of Israel went out and smote the horses and chariots and slew the Syrians with a great slaughter. And a prophet came to the king of Israel and said unto him, go strengthen thyself and mark and see what thou doest. For at the return of the year, the king of Syria will come up against thee. And the servants of the king of Syria said unto him, their gods are gods of the hills, therefore they were stronger than we. But let us fight against them in the plain, and surely we shall be stronger than they. And do this thing, take the kings away, every man out of his place, and put captains in their rooms. And number thee an army like the army that thou hast lost, horse for horse and chariot for chariot. And we will fight against them in the plain, and surely we shall be stronger than they. And he hearkened unto their voice, and did so. It says another Aramean war. And it came to pass at the return of the year that Benhadad numbered the Syrians and went up to Aphek to fight against Israel. It says, and the children of Israel were numbered and were all present and went against them. And the children of Israel pitched before them like two little flocks of kids. But the Syrians filled the country. And there came a man of God, of Yahweh, and spake unto the king of Israel, and said, thus said the Lord, because the Syrians have said, the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is God of the hills, but he is not God of the valleys. Therefore will I deliver all this great multitude into thine hand, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. And they pitched one over against the other 7 days. And so it was that in the 7th day the battle was joined, and the children of Israel slew of the Syrians 100,000 footmen in 1 day. But the rest fled to Aphek, into the city, and where a wall, and there a wall fell upon 27,000 of the men that were left. And Benhadad fled and came into the city into an inner chamber. And his servants said unto him, behold, now we have heard that the kings of the house of Israel are merciful kings. Let us, I pray thee, put sackcloth on our loins and ropes upon our heads, and go out to the king of Israel. Peradventure, he will save thy life. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, ask for that. Ask for mercy. Beg for mercy. You know? Beg for mercy, man. I think that was the name of an album. Beg for mercy, man. You see? That's the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that does that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was talking shit, they get found out, man. You know what I'm saying? You really don't want the smoke. You know? It says, so they girded sackcloth on their loins and put ropes on their heads, and came to the king of Israel and said, thy servant Benhadad saith, I pray thee, let me live. And he said, is he yet alive? He is my brother. It says, now the men did diligently observe whether anything would come from him, and did hastily catch it. And they said, thy brother Benhadad. Then he said, go ye bring him. Then Benhadad came forth to him, and he caused him to come up into the chariot. And Benhadad said unto him, the cities which my father took from thy father I will restore, and thou shalt make streets for thee in Damascus, as my father made it in Samaria. Then said Ahab, I will send thee away with this covenant. So he made a covenant with him and sent him away. And a certain man of the sons of the prophets said unto his neighbor in the word of the Lord, smite me, I pray thee. And the men refused to smite him. Then said he unto him, because thou hast not obeyed the voice of the Lord, behold, as soon as thou art depart from me, a lion shall slay thee. And as soon as he was departed from him, Um, a lion found him and slew him. Then he found another man and said, Smite me, I pray thee. And the man smote him, so that in smiting he wounded him. So the prophet departed and waited for the king by the way, and disguised himself with ashes upon his face. And as the king passed by, he cried unto the king and said, Thy servant went out into the midst of the battle, and behold, a man turned aside and brought a man unto me and said, Keep this man, if by any means he be missing, then shall thy life be for his life, or else thou shalt pay a talent of silver. And as thy servant was busy here and there, he was gone. And the king of Israel said unto him, So shall thy judgment be. Thyself hast decided it. and he hasted and took the ashes from his face. And the king of Israel discerned him that he was of the prophets. And he said unto him, Thus saith the Lord, because thou hast let go out of thy hand a man whom I appointed to utter destruction. Therefore thy life shall go for his life, and thy people for his people. And the king of Israel went to his house heavy and displeased, and came to Samaria. Here we go. So yeah, that was just an overview. All right, we reading the accounts of our forefathers, seeing what happens to wicked niggas, proud niggas. Let's strive to not be like these men. Obviously, if we're in this truth, we're not trying to be evil like these men. However, still there's some things that that's why we do the feast of unleavened bread. It'd be leavening, a little leavening, what's that? Little leaven. Let me look it up. Which obviously I know I should know this, but we gotta do better with the brain fog, man. Well, it says a little leavens the whole lump. Thought it was puffers. A little leaveneth the whole lump. Yeah. So pretty much the even like a little bit of negativity in your life, it's like even that can kind of you might be thinking about something that a bro did or something like that, but even that, like, you got to forgive the bro during the Passover. If you forgive him, man, you talk about it and forgive him. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things can happen where, malice can grow, so we try not to be like the wicked kings of Israel during these times. However, obviously, our problems ain't as big as theirs. They're out there fighting wars and stuff and deceiving, being deceitful and whatnot. But we still got to look at ourselves and examine ourselves daily to make sure that we don't offend bros and, offend the heads of the camps, the mentors. Our mentors are disciples and officers, sergeants, captains, apostles. It don't matter, So we strive to be, perfect in this thing, man. So Lord willing, while we're reading this, you're trying to be perfect in this thing. But Lord willing, you is edified. I want to end it off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Crocodiles. I want to the apostles, elders, the great Milson, I rule well. Peace and blessing to the whole elect, and shalom.